Recognize the gentleman from New York, the ranking member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Mr. Meeks, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And let me just, before I begin, just to say how good it's been to work with you. I don't know if this is our last hearing or not, but we disagree vehemently on a lot of issues, but the opportunity to work together and to have a conversation, I've appreciated that and wish you well in your future endeavors. Let me start off by, I just can't help but respond to what I've just heard, talking about holding someone accountable. And I hope my Republican colleagues, I know when it came to Mr. Grunberg, I was very tough. And I think that it was based upon a report that everyone had a chance to see. Everyone had a chance to see the FDIC report, but yet my colleagues on the other side seem to not want everybody to see the Gaetz report. I don't know, is that hypocritical? You're talking about holding somebody accountable, and you have within your own party someone who's being nominated to be the head of a federal government, Justice Department? Is that hypocritical? It worries me and concerns me, the job that you've done, but I am very concerned looking at the appointments that the president and co-president Musk has put together. I mean, I know co-president Musk has a lot of influence on the president-elect, and I'm concerned about that based upon, if you're not a one of those real-life TV people, I guess, that's been on television, maybe you're not eligible. And he dares to say anything about diversity, equity, and inclusion. When you talk about the most incompetent people that are being put in place, just look at him. It would be funny if it wasn't so serious. Let me go to what I wanted to say, and I know we're here to talk about bank regulation, but I also want to talk about a microeconomic issues level, because I think it's important for the record to be clear that our economy today is quite strong. Economic growth, job market indicators, and inflation are all moving in the right direction right now in the 119th Congress with the President Joe Biden. Fact of the matter is, in a recent speech, Chairman Powell said the current economic situation was actually, and I quote, remarkably good. So when we look at the economy that the next administration, President-elect Trump, co-president Musk will get, and they will inherit, I want to be sure that we don't forget that it's the policies and personnel that is in and put in place by President Biden that got us there. Post-pandemic, we could have found ourselves in a much worse position. I have previously asked Chair Powell about how the United States has fared compared with other democratic countries in recovery. I've got a chance to go around and talk, on my other hat with the Foreign Affairs Committee to see what's happening there. But his response was that our economy has outperformed other similarly situated nations. I think we know that is in large part thanks to President Joe Biden and also to the independence granted to the Federal Reserve to do their job. And I want to take this opportunity to state that I sincerely hope that independence continues and that we don't get caught up in politicizing the decisions of our central bank over the next 4 years. That's who we are as a country. And once we started gutting our institutions, then who we are as a country is in jeopardy. So I share the fear that many economists have voiced about the potential tariff policies that we could soon see implemented across sectors without any regard to diplomatic relationships and long-standing trade agreements. When the time comes to examine these policies, I sincerely hope that my Republican colleagues don't play politics. I hope they think holistically about our country and about our values and about those consequences, and not continue to just talk as I hear talking today, because if you're going to hold somebody accountable, hold everybody accountable. And I heard the president-elect You're talking about sexual harassment and all of that? The president-elect, he's told you what he's thought about women and what he did to them. Out of his own mouth. Didn't even need a report to do that. He has stated it. Just go listen to what he said in that van or in that bus. He's been accused and found guilty of assaulting women. And you're going to talk about panels here? If you're going to hold him accountable, hold the president-elect accountable, hold Matt Gaetz accountable, hold your own colleagues who have been convicted of doing certain things accountable. Don't come in here and be hypocritical. I was straight with Mr. Gurenberg. I was against him for what he said. I had a report to base it on. Base it upon a report. I yield back.